Hi all, this is the Truth, Honour and Integrity Show. My name's Thomas Williams. This is an extra show to avoid disrupting the Thursday show, and it's a statement show. Tune in and get the popcorn out. Hi all and welcome to an extra show this week that I really didn't want to do, but yet again I've been forced into doing a show like this due to ongoing lies and distortions, all designed to deflect away from the poor behaviour and performance of one person and one group. I will probably have my life threatened again for saying this, and no, I'm not joking either. But I would sooner die telling the truth than live with the lies. This is something I never imagined I would have to say or do against Kim, but these are the situations she has created, and to date only other people have suffered because of it. You have no idea of the depth of lies and sly, underhand tactics done against me and THI in the past 6 months. They say we are all inclusive. They lie. They say we are in it for humanity. They lie. They are in it for ego and personal donations only at this point, as little evidence is garnered to suggest otherwise. They have targeted and disrupted our group on a massive scale that has already been targeted and disrupted by Tank for the past 2 years. I knew that anyway, and warned Kim several times of what he was up to, and she chose to ignore it. Perhaps that now becomes indicative. But one of their own insiders, and then was confirmed by another who was asked to participate, in Tank's words, to destroy our group and build up theirs. I have spoken to a number of THI state and country groups recently, and their doubts they had about me and our group was staggering. Due to the lies deposited in private around our group, well, I gave them all the truth, and it's up to them now to decide how they go forward with it. I have lost Alan, Liam and Emma, all good friends of mine, due to blatant lies told to them by Kim, and some people think I should just shut up and tolerate all of this. Take the higher ground, eh, Alan? Well, would you? Would you, is the great question to answer. What if it was happening to you? Our admins have run the gauntlet as well. You have no idea of the crap that they've had to endure due to their attacks and character assassinations. All to cover up the mistakes, antics, lies and failures of one person who is given every opportunity to correct her ways and mistakes. Well, I'm sorry, but enough is enough, and I will not sit back and allow them to trash me and us, disrupt good people, and continue to disrupt a movement for and by the people like they have done this past year. We are in a key phase currently, and many people are suffering, and their antics are beyond the pale, and their actions and words are as fake as their green screens and GCI or CGI based shows. Black eyes, sunglasses and missing off video for a few weeks may all be an indication of an issue far wider in scope and something to observe, not absorb. They have used THI as a deflection and projection of their own failures and mistakes, and I for one will no longer tolerate this child-level drivel coming from Lifeforce, Kim and Tank. I expected it from. He didn't disappoint. He is exactly what he says in his picture. Show me the money. But for the trustee, Eve, an Earth ambassador, to involve herself in childish competition games, character assassinations and no shortage of failures on a work-based level, this is unacceptable to me, THI or humanity. Should our representative be acting in this way? Is it not her frequency creating and dispersing the discord of the whole planet currently? She is the mitochondrial Eve, for sore sakes. She should be harmonising and restoring the planet, not harvesting donations and killing people. The fall in her since the split from me is staggering and has shocked, saddened and disappointed me in equal measure. She and Alan James seem to think it's all okay to trash me after all I have done and erase me and our group from history to build up their own groups, and that I and we should just accept it. I could have done a show about this in May. I kept quiet. June, I made an announcement after Kim went public, not me. And I'm just supposed to go away and accept the lies and the character assassinations. Really, Kim? You can't answer one question from me, THI, or even your own followers without attacking them. People can all see it for themselves with your pithy and dismissive replies, backed up by Tank and others who comment or dare to ask a question. That's got nothing to do with me or THI. That's on your own page. We are supposed to be coming all together as one, not a full-on saviour programme of I am the one and only. We're just not. This is a week where valid questions are declared haterade. A week where some people's desperate pleas and concerns are laid at the door of one person, and that person predictably declared it was somebody else's fault, mine. No, Kim, it was you who was the reason why, and why the letter was sent to you and not me. Our offer of a Clear the Air radio show last week was dismissed again and returned with a volley of lies and personal nastiness. Accountability means balance, both with external judgments and internal judgments, the latter of which is chronically overlooked amongst society, particularly the so-called top-end people. And balance is the key to everything, but programming of the self runs deep in much of society, and those are the hurdles we must all overcome. A difference between soul development, being better people, less reactive and more caring, or the chase for the papers with numbers on. That has done so much damage to us all, and that is and has what has taken place the past 6 months. That is the difference between the people caring and sharing or hunting for the most pieces of paper. You don't like that description? Ask yourself why. not me. The answers are within. Truth, reality, and all equals, or hopium, promises along with hierarchy and saviour programs. That is the choice given to us within the past 6 months, and I am pleased many took the former. I'm not concerned for those who took the latter either, or passing judgment. It is where they are at this current time. And it's actually nothing to do with the personalities and everything to do with the message sent or received. All to do with a vision of the future or a continuation of the past. Time always tells on us all. And the difference is, do you want a new way or continuing the old ways and all that has gone before? A new charted path or back like the loop recording where we all failed? These are the choices we all have to make. Fence-sitting or dabbling in the two worlds is not a choice that is conducive from an overview prospect. But that is your choice to make. But is it not the case that fence-sitting is leaving the choice you should make for yourselves or others to make your minds up for you, is it not? Is that an example of the old way of go along with the majority, or in this case, the minority, and just the seducement program? Is that an example of being sovereign? The mess and divisions that the two groups of THI and Life Force over time has and will reveal more of who, what, or when the problem is. The issue is how long will that become obvious, and what is the damage that is being caused to we the people in the meantime. If I didn't care, or if I was as vengeful as those at Life Force, I would just say nothing. Because with or without my input, their production is collapsing around them, aside from the few people seeking pieces of paper and one-person saviour programs. And the saddest thing of all, and she won't believe this, she doesn't believe nothing currently, is I seem to care and show more concern of Kim's plight and reputation than she does for herself. And in that aspect, I find it deeply disturbing. This is no different to the old system, and the old system failed us all seeking the one, be it Yahweh, Allah, Mohammed, Jesus, Horus, Ra, Lilith, Eve, Marduk, Anu, Enki, Enlil, Isis, Osiris, Zeus, God, Lord, Mary, Krishna, or the trustee. All about the one and not about the all. Seeking the one has never failed to damage us. There is not one name that applies from the above list that has turned out beneficial for we the people to date. And I mean all the people, not the selective chosen ones at any given timeline. Sign up for our app and we will save you is the latest attempt until their narrative runs ashore, and then it's the people's fault and responsibility. You have all heard it recently, because suddenly it's back to just pray for us. If praying worked, why all the deaths, torture, destruction and harvesting? We can argue all day as to its value or not, but the question remains, did it work, all that praying, now or in the past? The evidence all around us says no. I just repeat the words of the many, but it seems only I get the flak for saying what the many feel and they ignore. The world sought the saviours and prayed for their intervention, saving, helping, and not one did. And that is the difference to what we're trying to do at THI. All together, all equal, and all of us are saviours, not one. The personalities don't count, me also. The information and the vision aligned with the actions of the self and the choices you make do. So I took the decision this week with the approval of the admins, and Kim, the trustee, has been removed from this group after continuing her hate campaign against me and THI, not the other way round. Filled with lies, delusion and harvesting tactics. Every post of life force on our page upsets many people and throws them off balance. And yes, we are aware some do that deliberately to cause disharmony in our group, just like theirs. Their group has splintered 3 to 4 times now due to misappropriation of funds, egos running rampant, and also elements of sexism, I hear, although the latter is not proven. There is 2 separate camps in Life Force now, the females close to Kim and others not. Bitter battles ensue and a production done and shown to the public to save face of all being harmonic when clearly it's not. Yet quite a few who were on the inside have revealed some really unpleasant discourse going on there and some staggering claims, of which I will hold off with for now. But according to Kim, I'm just a cantankerous, whiny old man, filled with haterade, whose ego is off the charts, who walks too slow, who is lethargic, who left his home, job and girlfriend to go to Kim's all just to sleep with her, who has never helped or supported Kim one iota, and also claims that I stole members' donations from her in her current world and thinking in all her own words. To those few who complained of chatting too much about Life Force in the show, I ask you one question. Would you tolerate those personal lies of that nature on a weekly basis, never mind daily? Well, would you? All the help I have given freely and never asked for anything back, just to receive those levels of abuse and lies. Put yourself in my shoes just for a second. Would you tolerate that level of character assassination from her and Alan James? Four and a quarter years working for Kim and the Trust for no pay. 4.5 years for the TPC for no pay to receive that level of abuse back. Is it any wonder very few step up for the benefit of humanity when they are subjected to this level of abuse? Four and a quarter years of working with and alongside Kim, and she felt it was beneath her to send condolences about my father's passing. What type of person is that? I sacrificed a lot to work alongside her, and this is what you get in return. Who needs the cabal as enemies? But is it any wonder why we are all enslaved, trampled on and harvested by elites if we the people cannot treat each other right? Why should they? Think about that for a second. Maybe some people were right all along, and she was a CIA honeypot designed to trap me. Their words, not mine. But the clowns connected to Kim at the time when I arrived here knew I could run the system the same as Kim, and they wanted me to run it. And then once I was established in the role, they would kill Kim and her daughter. Kim revealed this to me last February. I refused or didn't comply, all to protect Kim, which saved Kim's life on more than one occasion, which she referenced in the April Zoom call. And now that is all forgotten in a plethora of wrath and nastiness. It also proves that I don't wish to be the one and take over her role, which she is now telling all and sundry. Kim was offered 4 attempts to correct matters, 2 private, 1 public olive branch, and a meeting arranged with 2 of our members. She allowed them to drive 2,100 miles and dismissed it when they arrived and before even meeting them. So she was given every opportunity to correct her wrongdoings of what she said and did in May. And I will repeat again, I said and did nothing that day, despite what you have heard, except to say, I'm okay and I'll see you tomorrow. 100% fact. Many others would have reacted verbally, and some sadly would have reacted violently to her that day. She denigrated all men. Not just me, as she makes out, all men. And then bracketed me in with clowns. I ask again, would you tolerate that in my position? How would you react personally? I forgave her and said, I will see you tomorrow. As part of my policy is, people are okay to make mistakes and have bad days as long as they correct it. She didn't and launched into a series of bad allegations and character assassinations instead. And then ran off with a known to her stooge, directly connected with the clowns. Her words, not mine. If Kim and Alan had left and focused on their group and built up their own followers, nothing would have been said. Neither of them did that. They both went after our group and our followers. Is that operating in the right way for humanity? That is pure ego and vindictiveness against a thriving group who supported them both heavily. Let's not forget. Like I have said, this is about Kim's work-related efforts that are my concern, despite what she's done to me privately. In essence, that is irrelevant, but it also becomes indicative. And here is a list of claims made by Lifeforce to date. The UNC channel starting next week in May. Send donations to make it happen. Nothing happened. All happening in 46 days, which was late July. Nothing happened. A December event brought forward to a July event. Nothing happened. That December event is now delayed due to her actions. The funds have landed in Israel, of all places. Nothing happened. The funds have landed in Mexico. Nothing happened. Student loans deleted. That was promised 3 times. Nothing happened. The trust funds are coming, which was then switched to favours. 671 billion in favours, we are told, that we can't use. Nothing happened. We have enforcement, and we wait for the evidence. We will get White House passes. Nothing happened. We will get Q drops. Nothing happened. We will have TV licenses in over 170 countries and will be broadcasting TV there. Nothing happened. Wiped out heads of Rothschilds and Black Sun, and now she's the ground commander of both groups. We await the evidence. I'm buying healing machines for each state. Nothing happened. Trump announcement of healing machines. Nothing happened. Trump announcement for student loans. Nothing happened. Trump treatment announcement, he was cured by the bio machine. He said it was a drug called Regeneron. We have legal enforcement for the pedos, awaiting evidence and arrests. Trump is visiting her for the umpteenth time. Nothing happened. The UN meeting promise. Nothing happened. Deaths of top bankers, awaiting evidence. The UNC going live since May, still awaiting evidence. Tank asking for funds and stating this will be the last time for 2 to 3 months running. He has asked 3 times this month alone. We asked the question, did the trustee directly or indirectly fund the BlackRock Fed in March? No valid response. Pelosi is going to flip her opinion on stimulus checks this week. Never happened or awaiting outcome. And that is just a list off the top of my head. And I haven't listened to 70% of their shows. And they and she can rail at me all they like. But the above is from their show, not THI. And the above is not a good look or record for anyone. Just saying. And the message to Kim is, we have heard about you, me, I, and your actions, but final part tonight. Another decision taken in line with our admins and some members of our group is, we no longer wish to see any life force material posted on our page, as it's not conducive to our members or humanity's growth, and it will be automatically deleted. We have no option. We have to protect us and our group. Kim, in discourse this week, said, according to you, Thomas, I do everything wrong. You have proven that on your own show. I make bad decisions. You have proven that on your own show. I have been taken over by an AI. That was Anna von Wright's suggestion, not mine. Yet again, using false narrative to make me appear bad. I am using the wrong banks. You have proven that on your own show, and you can ask your own daughter whether you're using the wrong banks. You also state, quote, you are more important than me now. Nope, I never have. I speak we, us and our, not me, myself and I. And you are talking with people higher than me. Nope, I said higher ups, not higher than you. Comparative mindset much? And I will be replaced as trustee soon. That is not my decision to make, and you are doing a great job of losing it yourself by sending our funds to rogue banks, black sun governments and departments. Whilst Kim launches personal attacks, I focus on the work-based narrative, and the fact is, I didn't send funds that went to the Federal Reserve BlackRock, and with that money they then launched the COVID lockdown program. She did. I didn't cost millions of Americans jobs, businesses and homes. She did. She was asked to clarify the funds the Fed got several times and ignored it, and so it becomes self-evident until a valid and proven statement against that is given to we the people. She has said countless times, you've all heard it, they have no funds. And then they magic up $4.54 trillion. And the only account capable of that is the trust. No other government-based account had anywhere near that amount. And remember, she told us they were all in the red and waiting for her to fund them. I didn't make tens of failed promises. She did in her own words. I didn't send our funds to Mexico and lose them. She did in her own words. I didn't kill millions of people. She did in her own words. I didn't state Trump is black sun and a good guy. She did. I'm not the one who has an $800 billion plus royal family inheritance stored inside the trust either. She does. I'm not the one who said Source told her to create an internet radio show. She did, in her own words. I'm not the one who said Source told her there is no such thing as dark. She did, in her own words. Do either of those last two statements make any sense to you? Not to me, it doesn't. And therein lies a big problem which she fails to see. This is beyond sad to many of you, least of all to me. And I know many of you are torn over it due to miscreants out of their group spreading proven lies to discredit me and us. They hide in shadows and talk in whispers. I question the work narrative that Kim is doing, and I'm justified in doing so. She is in a key position and is the guardian of the people's funds. And everyone is entitled to question her, not just me. If you don't agree with what they're saying, go on their page and tell them so. Ask the questions of what they are doing. That's better than reporting back for me to fire it. Kim is in a responsible position, and with that comes responsibility and accountability. Go and demand answers from her. Ask Tank what he did with the lawful America and Life Force money. Ask them for accounts to show where the money was spent, just like the TPC has and did. They do targets not on the work-based narrative, but on my character. Is that conducive, adult-minded, or acting in the right way for humanity? You decide. But essentially, the discrediting attacks on me has been ongoing in the background and on their show is all designed to shut me up, to create a distraction field to get people away from talking or questioning their narrative. Not mine. Of which has repeatedly failed since the first show to deliver what she promised. As evidenced earlier, her record does not look good. It's not all her fault in overview, but her own stance has made it that way. In one word that sums it all up is called deflection. And with that said, let's get back to the real issues. Not who is more important or our show is better than yours. That is pure childishness. And back to building up the people's movement of for and by the people. We really need to all come together, and I've tried to do that, and I have a call this weekend to try and continue that. But this particular group is hell-bent on destroying the people's coming together, based on one person who repeatedly fails to look within. We have to build a people's club. It is essential for us all, and this is what THI and the TPC is all about. One person in our group this week did a video about some of last week's show and asked the question if I was genuine or not, or who I was connected to. Well, the genuine aspect is for you all to decide yourselves. But I've never and never will be connected to any secret society, Freemasons, political group, intelligence agency, family line, bloodline, financial group or faction either. Which does make me unique amongst lead alt media groups. To the many who question her role as the trustee now, her failure to deliver the people's funds and implement the restoration plan she was designated to do on behalf of humanity is now clear and damaging. And I would love to disagree with you, but at this point I can't. And that fills me with great sadness, actually. Sadness for her and humanity, but it is what it is. Where does she go from here is a good question and not easy to answer. But until she accepts responsibility for failed work-related matters, which includes ditching someone she stated was important for going forward, then her slide will continue. She appears currently incapable of rational thought or the ability to address her own failings or even admit them. And that rigidity will be costly for her. And that is what I have tried to help her with in these past months. But she rendered it as attacking her. Many of you recently are asking me to step up and replace her as the trustee, and I thank you all for your belief in and of me. My statement on that for absolute clarity. It was clear Kim's then rogue team who surrounded her knew I could step into her role, apparently before I came here to work with her. So what is my stance on it currently? I want her to step up and do the right thing. Correct publicly the wrongs done, be honest with people, and let's see if she can be what she says she is. But if she continues to abuse her position and power, and if I am asked to take over by a higher authority, I will do so. But to do that role, I want all the tools with which to accomplish it. Full enforcement and the powers to right the wrongs and pave a pathway for us all to move forward, including some clowns, bloodlines and elites. We have all been lied to and abused in differing ways, and no amounts of pieces of paper, mansions, cars, boats, planes or islands compensates for the level of abuse received or given out to attain that is acceptable. Kim, you have zero idea how heartbreaking this show is for me and the listeners. None. And your lack of compassion, complete disregard for us all is now self-evident. You brought it on yourself. Like I said to you this week, I'm not the enemy, Kim. You created it all in your own head. I wish you no ill will and never have. And never will, despite what you've done. But you created this show, not me. To the members who have done so much to support me and us in our endeavours of improving life and this planet, the final song is for you all. This has been the Truth, Honour and Integrity Show. I'll see you all on Thursday. Bye for now.